the Gamedev community on Reddit. How do you determine how many people are needed for a project? Is this some out of touch take, or what are we into here? How do you determine how many people are needed for a project? Let's pick a game like Iron Harvest. How many coders and artists, internal, external, you think were needed to make a game like that in 24 months? Okay, Iron Harvest. Oh wow, okay. It looks quite stunning. Damn. Wait a minute, is it really that bad? People don't like it? 7 out of 10, 10,000 reviews. Mixed lately. Ooh, they're barely scratching the 70%. This is an in-game screenshot. The game director responded, wow, they did, yeah. Okay, but I don't think they made this game in 24 months, did they? Let's see. CGI or what? Do we see gameplay? Aha, gameplay. That's actually in-game, guys. 3 unique world maps. Okay. Great, you have shown a lot of UI. And now? There it is. There's actual gameplay. Let's see. Okay. Can't really tell what's going on, but it looks crazy. And more. It is out now. Anyways, okay, let's see here. Hi, I'm the Harvest game director. In 24 months, if you don't have a huge team with lots of experience in RTS and tech ready to go, you can't make a game like Iron Harvest in 24 months. If you have a really good core team already and you have the option to scale it up to around 50 people internally, give it 48 months or more. For Iron Harvest, we had for most of the development time 1 game director, 2 executive producers, 2 producers, 4 game designers, 12 coders, 12 artists, 6 level designers, 8 animators, wow, 3 technical artists, 1 content manager, 2 internal QAs and 1 community manager. Externally, depending on the phase, we had additionally artists, animators, QA, writers, music, SFX. RTS is heavy on the tech side. That's why 12 coders. Well, Mr. Real Superku should know that because he's making an RTS game, right? Are you? You're making an RTS game, right, Mr. Real Superku? Care to comment? You want to have the mic? There you go. There you go. Come on. Want to have it? I am. You heard that, ladies and gentlemen. Real Superku is making an RTS game. And any particular problems you have? Anything you want to add? Okay, yeah, I copy that. It's a difficult process. Everything? Okay, it's a difficult process. Interesting. All right, so we did the project without bigger crunch time, but it was our first RTS. There was a steep learning curve. After 20 years in game development, I'd say RTS games are among the hardest genres to do. Mr. Real Superku, care to comment on this? Is it the hardest thing to do? What did I hear that? Pepe lost, ladies and gentlemen. Pepe lost. Okay. RIP. Interesting. Yeah, we're currently working on another RTS and the internal team has a similar size and composition, but there are more outsourcers involved. Still, takes more than 3 years to get it done. You killed him with your questions, Cakez? Yeah, RIP, real super cool. Yeah. Just curious, what exactly makes it so difficult? Which aspects, I mean? Yeah, I don't know. I would have loved to... I mean, I guess that wasn't the question here. The question was, how many? Not what makes it difficult. Thank you for being so open about the production of your game. This is worth gold. Yeah, this is really important. Really nice. Awesome. Thank you so much for the info. I'm always telling people to take a look at the credits of a similar game, but this is some real info. Thank you. High entity counts, efficient pathing, deterministic networking, etc. Those are all hard things. I can only speak from my own experience with StarCraft. I don't know about high entity counts, man. In StarCraft 2, you had a maximum army size of 200. I don't think that's really difficult to make efficient. Like, let's say you make 200 Zerglings, 400 Zerglings. Scanning for entity units with high range weapons is a bit tricky, for instance, performance-wise. You would need like a grid. You would need to turn the entire map into a grid or chunks and then look in the chunks. I think it's exactly the same thing as in Vampire Survivors. You're looking for enemies to attack and enemies looking for you to attack. Making an RTS is hard, Cakez, as each unit has to know where to move. Calculate obstacles. Obstacles can be static or ever moving, like enemies or allies. Do that for each unit and do that for multiple units selected. It suddenly becomes really hard. Yeah, I suppose the hardest part is actual collision detection and where to move when you're in a block of units. Yeah, I can see that. This is what it's called flocking, right? I do that for nearby units already for flocking. Yeah, flocking. But for enemy scanning, you need a hierarchical grid. Otherwise, that's too slow as well. Aha, so a chunk is too slow as well. Damn. But then what about a game like Warcraft 3? So you scale down the numbers, but you add heroes into the mix. Shouldn't that be easier to make then? Because you don't have to deal with such high numbers. And therefore you don't have to make it as efficient. If I were to make an RTS game, I would literally make a Warcraft 3 clone. Maybe even in 2D, but probably in 3D. Lead game designer. The short answer is experience and the long answer is experience, planning and making shit up. Estimating headcount for a project can take a significant chunk of time doing pre-production and usually falls to the leads of the tech of each department. The team makes a general roadmap or outline of the game, and each person, using their years of building similar games, makes estimates for how long it will take a person to build each part. Then they look at how long they want to be making it for and add in a healthy amount of buffer, and do some math rounding up. That gives you then the estimates for number of people and budget and such. Yeah. So that's what I learned when I was working too. You usually take similar tasks that you did in the past, try to figure out, okay, well, potentially I could take 5 hours, 5 days, 2 weeks to do this, and then you add in a percentage of that time on top to give you a buffer. And I think the percentage that I heard about that was good to take was like 40%. I could be wrong though, it's been a while. Like you add in an additional 40%. So let's say you say it takes you 10 days to do something, you will add 4 more days. Just to make sure that you don't run the risk of not being able to finish it. This, of course, is much easier if you're looking at an actual game that was made. Look at the credits for the game in question and count names. The number at the top of the page always includes publishers and such, which, while they do actual work, you might leave out their first estimate. Leave out for the first estimate. You also need to take into account outsourcers and such. But if you're making a rough guess, there's something like 100 to 120 names credited to the game, and it probably took them about 3 years given the release date of their previous title. So maybe about 150 to 180 people to make the game like that in 24 months. I don't think that scales like that, to be honest, because you get diminishing returns the more people you use. It's not like you add more people and then it's scaling down linearly. That's not how it works. It's actually, have you guys ever heard about this? The square root of the company's population or employees is doing the actual work. 9 women can make a baby in a month. Facts, yeah. Also, having more people on team adds overhead. People are not CPU cores. Yeah, that's what I mean. It doesn't scale down linearly, unfortunately. So like this estimate of, oh, it took us 100 people, let's add 80 more. And then it will be done in half the time. Like, no, bro. That's not how it works. Otherwise, Diablo 4 could have been made in like a month. They had 9,000 people, right? If it scales down like that, I just pay 9,000 people to make me a game in a month, right? The whole world can make GTA 6 in a second. Yeah, that's how it scales, right? We just have to work with each other together.